This is the 2014 Chrysler 200 base model, and today we're going to do a little review while I'm driving. I return this vehicle tomorrow, and maybe I'll have more time tomorrow to get a little bit more video of it, but I wanted to go ahead and cover the basics today. This is what you might expect. Now, granted, this is the base model. I've talked a lot of good things about Chrysler in the past, about how even their base models are pretty well loaded, and however, the 200 is not really like that. That's not really the thing. As you might notice here from the gauge cluster, it's nothing like the Ram, nothing like the Chrysler Town & Country, nothing like the 300. You just have a speedometer, tachometer, and your two gauges. There's no LCD screen showing you, anything. There's just this little screen off to the bottom right there that shows your miles and basic information. Your steering wheel is basically the same deal. You do have your cruise control here. You have nothing up here, whereas some have the adaptive cruise control, some have the gear options to change your gears. I don't remember what was there on the Town & Country. Maybe nothing. On the other side is even less, because you don't have that screen to control. So you just have two buttons to control the new one. I don't know what that one says in reset because I'm driving. And then on top of that is usually your voice control buttons for the radio. Those are not here either, because it does not have voice control. It is very basic radio. AM, FM, and CD. No satellite option. Cloth seats. As you know, really basic, like you might expect. Now, let's get into the review part of the vehicle. This is a very basic vehicle. This is a point A to point P. Wow, I don't know why you're going to P. Point B vehicle, and it's not something that you might enjoy driving in between each places. This is just the cheap vehicle that you would get because you need a cheap car, and you don't want to buy a Kia piece of crap. Kia started about $13,000, $15,000, and when I got in this car, I felt like it was a $15,000 car. I felt like, this just feels like a $15,000 car. Then I got to driving it, and the driving experience is really that of Chrysler. It's not a cheap Kia knockoff, Japanese-made piece of crap on the road. I mean, the driving experience is very well put together. It feels strong. It feels perfect. And that right there just raised it for me, the driving experience alone. This vehicle will absolutely fly. Without, not literally, but you know what I mean. It will take off and leave. And that's thankful to the V6 six-cylinder that they've put in it. Why would you put a V6 in a car like this? This car will move. And taking curves is just a whole other story. Like, you don't even have to slow down. It hangs them so unbelievably well. Like a sports car. And this isn't a sports car. This is just a little, a little beat around town. My brother bought a 200, and it's not really a sports car. I mean, his is upgraded, and it's got all the little features and whatnot. And this is the base model, and it's just not a sports car, but it drives and feels like one. And that's unbelievable for what they've done. So this car actually does not start at $15,000. It starts at $21,000. As configured, $22,000. I don't know what they added for an extra $1,000, but that's as configured. So, and it really does drive like a $22,000 car. It drives like a $40,000, okay, maybe not 40. I like it. I like it. This is what I would expect from the Chrysler 300, like how it should drive and how it should react. And for a V6, I'm happy. I'm satisfied. It doesn't feel like a V8, so I'm not going to go too far there. but it feels like a V6 in a car that weighs less than 1,000 pounds. I don't know what the car weighs, but I'm sure it's way more than 1,000 pounds. It's way more engine than the car needs, but it just works so well with it. And how everything just works with the vehicle. I don't know, it's not just the engine, like the steering wheel, like holding the steering wheel and taking a curve, you feel so in control. You don't feel like there's a problem. You don't feel like it's a cheap $15,000 Kia that you're going to fly off the road on. So, yeah, this is a nice car, and I like it. And you don't get very many cars that are basic with no features that I like. I think the only vehicle I've ever liked that was basic with no features was the Ford Mustang. And that's just because of its big V8. It's because of its, same deal. Driving it is so comfortable, and you can really move in it, and it's just a great experience driving. This vehicle, I have not taken it up our mountain yet. I need to make some videos of that. I took the Ram up through there the other day, and I had the tires just every curve. So it would have been a great video. It hung that well. Maybe I'll do a review on that one day. But as soon as I can get it set up, because the hard part is, it takes two hands when you're driving like that. You can't hold a camera with one and drive with the other like I am right now. You just can't do that. So I don't have any kind of tripod or anything to hold the camera down. I'm actually shooting this on my iPhone 6 Plus, by the way. Let me know how that works. So yeah, it's just, you can't do that. It'd be extremely hard to video it. So, maybe one day. But I do take this car back tomorrow. I wanted to shoot up a review. I'll get some outside shots of it. And this is everything I would expect from Chrysler. Even though the features inside the vehicle are not that great, you do still have your Chrysler clock. You do still have, everything that you might imagine it to have for its base price. The engine and the feel of how it drives is really what really sets it apart from the competition. It's a drive car. It's a car that you enjoy driving. It's one that you can tell a huge difference when you drive it versus the others. So anyways, I will go and piece together some more stuff later of the outside. This is the outside look of the 2014 Chrysler 200. And like I said, this is a real basic model. I don't think they gave I don't even see like a badging on it that shows what model it is. If there's like a limited or touring or whatever. I'm going to say it's probably just the touring model. It does have this big bold front look, and I love this look. I hate that they removed this look in the 2013 or 15. I don't even know what year it is. I hate that it's gone in the 2015, but I'm sure that they've given us a lot to, make up for that. I haven't been able to review one yet, but one day. I left the key in the house, but it is unlocked. So there's your passenger seat, all cloth, all manual. It's nothing special, but it's a pretty decent car. Like I said in the review, I enjoyed driving it. It was definitely an enjoyable driving experience, and you don't get that with many cars, so I have to say that I did like this one. Is there like a button here? Some cars have buttons that you can press to open the trunk. I'm not feeling one. No. I don't even see a keyhole, so I don't know. I guess you can only pop the trunk, which is weird, but actually let's do that. The car's unlocked. I should have thought about that. Here's the back seat. It does have center cup holders. I can't say I use the back seat. It's kind of close to my, This seat is really weird. Everything's manual, but then you have your lumbar that you can do with that. This one here reclines the seat back. I don't know what this one does. Nothing? Maybe it does nothing. I don't know. Maybe it does something that I'm just not seeing. The car is not the cleanest in the world. I have been driving it for the weekend. But that's the way I like to review cars. I like to drive them and get a review. Now, I seen a comment the other day. By the way, really huge trunk. It goes way back in there. You can open up the back seats to do all that. Really big. Big for the car. I seen a comment the other day to talk about driving it in different types of weather. I did drive the car in the rain. You know, honestly, I feel like there's several factors that play along in a vehicle and how it operates in the rain. This car is 30,000 miles. It is a rental. The tires have less than, I mean, you know, the tread is really, it's getting bare. It's gonna need new tires soon. And I feel like that alone plays a huge part in how a vehicle operates in the rain. And I don't feel like it would be fair to give this car a rating on how it drives in the rain, especially with the tires in the condition that they're in. By the way, if you're hearing wind noise, I'm extremely sorry. I don't have any kind of case on this phone to prevent that. I am shooting it on the iPhone 6 Plus. Phone calls in my video. Okay, well, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go pick up the next car now that we're gonna review. Is a 2015 Chevrolet Traverse, and I'm hearing that it is the LTZ nicest model they have. I'm kind of excited for that one. Be prepared for that review. So I'll see you guys in the coming video.